So it finally happened. I sat down and beat Shenmue. So I originally started this game a while back on the Sega Dreamcast that I borrowed, but unfortunately I had to return it, so I didn't get super far in the game. But the other day I was scrolling through my PC games on Steam and saw that Shenmue was on sale and it was remade for modern systems. So I bought it and decided I was going to sit down and play this game from beginning to end. The reason? I made a New Year's resolution to play old video games that were super popular in their times and see if the reason they were so good was due to the nostalgia or if the game were actually as good as people claim and would it hold up in the modern times. So let's dive in. First off, it seems that this game have a bit of a divided audience. Some love it for its originality, and to be honest, this might be the most unique game I ever played. No, let's scratch that. This is definitely the most unique game I've ever played. Others dislike it because of how slow it can be and overly realistic. I mean, you literally have to work a job in this game day after day. Um, where do I stand? I'm a big mix, but I lean towards more of the boring side. I do respect the fact that this game attempted to basically be a real life simulator, but I am going to admit, going to work got old. Waiting around with no skip option kind of drag, especially when I do work a normal job Monday to Friday, coming home and trying to beat this game and have to go to work, and it is 8 hour in the game also. That kind of like took a toll on me and did kind of get boring from there. So that's my stand on it. So the next thing I want to discuss is the voice acting. From what I've seen, most people like the bad acting and the wooden delivery from Rio. It's like so bad that it makes the game good. It adds charm to the game. I also find it funny and amusing, but found it hard to get into the story as much as I want to because the drama in the game ended up being stuff I laugh at. For example, like Rio saying "I see" when it's a serious situation. For example, when Nozomi was having her heart-to-heart conversation moments with him, and well, actually, he might have said something different, but I can't remember other than him saying "I see" a lot in the game. His reply to her was wooden as hell. I wish that there was a little bit more emotion into his tone so I can feel the emotion. I kind of feel bad for Nozomi. Like, I can tell that, hey, Nozomi really liked Rio. And he just doesn't give any reassurance. I mean, I am a romantic person at heart. I really wish the game had a little bit more emotion. Hey, if I was Nozomi, I want to know if somebody likes me back. So that's how I feel about the voice acting. So the next thing is, what did I like and dislike most? I like the originality and the feeling like I was in the 1980s Japan. The setting was great. As I mentioned before, I love the feeling like I was a detective. Like, I feel like after playing this game, I could go out and be a detective in real life, maybe solve a murder or something. They should honestly make detective games, um, um, more detective games, and make detectives play this game as part of their training before they can be hired. Again, that's just my opinion. As for dislike, all I hated was going to the work section and waiting around. But to me, those were big issues, and it almost made me give up on the game. To be honest, working in day 1 and 2, I was like, oh hey, I could do this. And then 3, 4, 5, at the end of day 5, I'm like, hey, oh my god, am I going to keep working? Um, like, what else am I supposed to do? I literally spoke to every person at the harbor, and I almost shut the game off. That's how close I was. But yep, that was my experience. Okay, now let's talk about the characters. As for Rio, he was fine. He's a really nice kid and respectful. I don't have much to say other than he's kind of like a naive virgin type of kid, especially with his interaction with Nozomi. But I like him. He is handsome. He is very handsome. So, and then for the bad guy, the villain, Landy, he was menacing but barely in the game. I think he was in the game for two parts, or maybe three if we include the dream. Um, but I don't really count that because I can't really, I don't have a lot to say as much as I want to because I barely see him. He doesn't really have an impact as a guy. Maybe in the second game he has a bigger role, but in Shenmue one, there's I only see him at the beginning, and then the dream, and then a quick cutscene at the end. So, you know, I can't really say much. Now, for the open world, okay, so this is a very interesting subject to me because I was born around the time this game came out. So, by the time I was old enough to play video games, we had million of open world video games. For example, GTA 4 came out when I was probably 10. I guess what I'm trying to say is that for the people seeing this game, Shenmue, for the first time, it would be mind blowing, but I've seen it over and over again, so I'm not so taken away by it at all, being the first of its own kind. The question then remains, who did it better? GTA with its huge but far less interactive open world, or Shenmue with its small but realistic open world? I'm sure this is going to piss a lot of people off, but I'm going to keep it real here. Shenmue did it better. Um, Games like Witcher 3, Assassin's Creed, and GTA are cool and all, and have huge open worlds, but nothing like Shenmue, nothing like this. Nothing that makes me feel this personal and real. I think more open world games should go back to a smaller, more interactive open world. Now, would I recommend this game to modern audiences who didn't play this as a kid? I would say no. I wish I could say yes, but I just don't think kids these days have the attention span for such a unique game like this. I also don't think kids these days care about martial arts, which is just sad to me as someone who loves martial arts. And I feel like with modern games like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, Fortnite, or Roblox, it's more multiplayer and co-op. I feel like kids nowadays don't really play story-driven games. Again, that's my opinion. Okay, so one question that someone asked me that I thought about for a long time was, should this game get a remake? At first, I said no because this game is cool and charming, but then I got to thinking about how Resident Evil 2 and 4 remakes kept the feeling and spirit of the original, but made it for modern audiences. I'll say this: if the same guy who voiced Real and they kept the spirit of the original but added more cool features like better combat, being able to shove people who are in your way, for example, in the game, working, driving the forklift, I can't run people over and they're in my way and I have to stop. That's kind of like time consuming. Like, I love meeting my quotas. I am a little bit of an achiever when I'm at work, even in game. I do want to clear out all the boxes, and people running or other workers driving forklift in front of me, and that kind of like stops me, kind of irritates me. But that, again, that's just what I like. I feel like it would be pretty awesome if they were to add more arcade games. Because, okay, let's say if they were to add more arcade games but keep the waiting part, that would really kill time. It wouldn't be so boring. But yeah, those two are the two that I would like to see change if they do make a remake or add that. Anyway, that's my first retro game review. I gotta decide what to review next and what to play. Maybe Shenmue 2. I don't know. I kind of want to try a different game. If you guys have any suggestion, please put them in the comments below. Any suggestions are very much appreciated. And I hope you guys have a great day. And look forward to the next review. Thank you.